Instagram makes van life look amazing. It appears glamorous, uncluttered, carefree, and if you're keen on hitting the road with your SO, then best you watch this video first. Number 1. From the odd road trip to a way of life. We apologize for the pun up front, but isn't it funny how the wheel has turned and something that used to be done for a few days break here and there has become a way of life for so many? Rewind to when you were a kid, and you and your entire family would pack up the camper van and head off for a few days and then pack it all up again and head home. Unpacking when you got back home was always the worst, and you were pretty thrilled to be back in your comfortable bed. The situation has reversed, and now people living in vans head home for a few days' break. Number 2. It's not all waterfalls and sunsets. Okay, we'll try not to add any more bad puns. If you follow any hashtag with the words van life, they'll show surreal sunsets, picturesque valleys, waterfalls that look too unreal to be real. Truth is, you will see the most incredible places in your van, but they won't all look like they do on social media. We're not saying the images are fake, we're just saying there's a long backstory before that image gets posted. For example, the couple in the picture probably haven't showered in 4 days and they're wearing the same pair of socks for the 3rd day running. And Aluxers, be sure to subscribe to our channel. We love having you along with us on this journey. Number 3. Vans break down. And it will often be in the middle of nowhere, late at night, or when you're trying to get somewhere for a specific time. Vans are unreliable at the best of times. Often, people are buying older vans and fixing them up themselves, which is great when you're at home and you have a buddy to come and help you out when you're stuck. When you're out on the road, you're going to have to learn mechanical skills quicker than you ever imagined. Shelling out more for a modern van might be expensive initially, but it might save you a lot down the road. And don't forget the added expense of converting the van to be able to facilitate sleeping. Number 4. You can't just park and sleep everywhere. Van lifers will tell you they've all encountered some rude awakenings on their trips. Depending on the vehicle you're vanning in, you might not just be able to pull up anywhere and catch 40 winks. Sometimes a Walmart parking lot is your only option, and even then, some store managers have irately made crusty-eyed couples move their vans in the early hours of the morning. Sleeping under the illuminated signage of a Walmart is not quite what most vanners anticipate, yet it's an undeniable reality and it happens often. Number 5. Toilet facilities are a luxury. If you've spent time on the road living in a van, the first question people will ask you is, where do you pee and poo? Bet you never imagined having to explain to people where you pass your bowel movements, but here we are. The beauty about vanning in America is there are restrooms pretty much everywhere you go. You could also just buy something like a portable toilet or waste disposal packets designed for this exact purpose. You can spend money installing a fancy toilet, but Aluxers, even the fancy toilet has to be emptied, and who's going to do that? You are. So might as well be responsible for your own poop bags, huh? Number 6. Say goodbye to personal space. By the time your van life ends, you won't even know what the words personal space even mean. If you're traveling with someone else, you'll get to know everything about them. The good, the bad, the ugly, and the really ugly. Many van lifers have completed their journeys and share sound advice on how to ensure that you prioritize personal space, as difficult as what it might be in such a tiny space. Even if it's just a half an hour a day, that alone time is vital to ensure you don't ruin the relationship while you're halfway across South America. It would be a pretty tough trip all the way back to Rhode Island while ignoring your now ex. Number 7. Internet connectivity can be a challenge. If you don't have a limitless budget to travel and you're still working on the road, then be prepared for some challenges. Trying to stay connected can be problematic, and you're not always going to be able to be online. Like Kristen Bohr wrote for her website barefoottheory.com, the internet is also a game changer for easily being able to find parking, places to camp, water, dump stations, laundromats, and directions, as well as things to do. Bohr shares several tips to stay as connected as possible. These include turning off the background refresh on your apps, turning on the use less data setting on Instagram, download music and movies only when you're on Wi-Fi, waiting to get Wi-Fi to upload large files online, and turning cellular data off on all the apps that you don't use all the time. We love her practical approach to van life and highly recommend you follow her blog. Number 8. You'll be labeled. Choosing van life is ultimately a life-changing decision. Others might not see it that way. You'll find your auntie is calling you a lazy hippie, your grandfather tells you to get a real job, your brother begs you to settle down and start living a normal life. Luckily, you won't need to hear any of their words when you're out in the van, and when you're done, you can tell your auntie how the lazy hippie traveled the country, fixed vehicles, did trade exchanges, and budgeted like a pro. You can tell your grandfather that not only did you continue working, but you learned skills that will stick with you in any career you choose. And your brother is begging you to sell your van to him so he can escape the drudgery of his normal life. Number 9. You get homesick. Aluxers, you'll miss home on this trip. You'll miss the auntie, the grandfather, and the brother who couldn't understand why you had to take the trip or why living out of the van was so important to you. Most Instagram posts don't reveal the longing you feel for the familiar, the smell of your laundry, the noise your dog makes as you scratch him behind the ear, or the sight of that big oak tree outside your bedroom window. We take our creature comforts for granted, and on the road, we realize just how fortunate we are. Number 10. Unexpected breakdowns, break-ins, and expenses. Aluxers, even if you spend a fortune on a later model van, there will always be something unexpected occurring. The saying, "expect the unexpected," has never been more true than when you're vanning. Laura and Joel, who write the blog Fun Life Crisis, traveled for 15 months in their van. Their monthly expenses were roughly $2,200. They did admit it was possible to go cheaper, but they didn't want to travel all that way and miss out on things because they wanted to not spend too much money. Break-ins are a problem and, of course, can lead to an unexpected trip to a doctor, a flat tire, a broken kettle. There are a million things that can increase your monthly spending. Number 11. Van life is tough. We're not going to sugarcoat it, Aluxers. It can be emotional and exhausting, and the days can feel endlessly long. Ben and Leah, nomadic travel vloggers, wrote an article for their blog combilife.com where they detail all the tough parts of living in a van. They say those of you who browse social feeds and get insta-jealous of van lifers parked in idyllic, secluded camp spots can take it from us. For every unforgettable vista, there'll be an equally unforgettable urban stealth camping experience. As long as you go into the van life with your eyes wide open, then you won't be hit with major disappointments when the shit hits the fan. Number 12. Keeping dishes clean. Any van lifer will tell you how difficult it is to keep the dishes clean. You wouldn't think it would be such a downside, would you? But you have limited space and limited water, so cooking a gourmet meal is out of the question. You might have attempted it yourself and given up when you ended up chopping vegetables on your mattress. And with limited water and sink space, you can't fill a sink with warm soapy water and wash it away. Often paper towel is the rag you use, or a watered-down bottle of Dawn soap on the dishes, which are then dried. You do what you can, Aluxers. That's the crux of it. Number 13. Be prepared to experience 100 emotions a day. From "I want to do this forever" to "I just can't do this anymore." Living out of a van will have you experiencing the most insane highs and lows emotionally. It'll be your emotions and your van buddy's emotions, and it can be challenging to get them in sync. And if you're still holding on to the idea of van life, be sure to listen to Fire Your Boss, Be a Nomad, and Change Your Life on Audible using our free download option by heading to Alux.com/freebook. Number 14. It's hard to keep things tidy. Which is surprising considering you don't exactly have a lot of stuff. But when your whole entire life is crammed inside of a van, even a little seems like a lot. On top of that, you don't have as much free time as you thought you would. Living out of a van is very time-consuming. Everything takes longer to prepare, and you have to work harder to keep things neat and tidy. If you're opting for van life to have freedom, you might find it from the rat race, but you'll probably not find it doing things that inspire you. You'll be so busy trying to maintain the van, your relationships, and focusing on not smelling your unwashed armpits. Number 15. You can't run away from deep conversations. Aluxers, when we go about our daily grind, we're wrapped up in a lot. Work, family, responsibilities, and commitments. It causes anxiety, stress, and we often brush issues under the carpet because we just don't have the energy to deal with them. When you're on the road and you're with your partner or family with no other distractions, it provides a space for you to really talk. Whether you're prepared for that kind of commitment is only something you will know. So, Aluxers, have you spent time traveling and living in a van? We'd love to hear your experience of it in the comments, so please share. Now, you stuck with us until the end. Of course, we've saved a bonus for last. While some people are preparing their vans for the journey of a lifetime, many people in the US can't afford rent, so they live in vans or cars because they have no other choice. They're not choosing the lifestyle for romantic or glamorous reasons. They're forced to live like this because the economy has failed them. As reported by Deseret News, what's going on now is that low to moderate income Americans who don't own their homes are being hammered by skyrocketing rents, stagnant wages, and a shortage of affordable housing. So while van life can be tough, it's temporary and it's an experience that needs to be appreciated for the good, the bad, and the ugly. Thanks for watching, Aluxers. We're so glad you joined us today. Don't forget to subscribe and hit like if you enjoyed this one.